Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, cikgu akan cover chapter 12, Measures of Central Tendencies. So, topik yang akan cikgu tengok hari ini adalah 12.1.3, Organize data in frequency tables for group data. Okay, the learning standard for this topic is collect data, construct and interpret the frequency table for group data. So, let's look in example 15. So, the data on the right shows the mathematics test score for 30 form 2 certain students in the mid-year examination. Okay, organize the data in the frequency table according to the classes. Okay, here's the marks that form 2 Satan got. So, and this is the frequency table. In the frequency table, we have 3 columns, which is we have the column marks, column tally, and column frequency. So all the marks here, we have to transfer it into the frequency table. Okay, in the column marks, we have the class interval. So let's look at the solution. Okay, here is the class interval. So we have to make a class interval because we do not want the data from overlap. So you can see here class interval number 1 is 0 to 19 marks. The second class is 20 to 39. Third class is 40 to 59. The first class is 60 to 79 marks, and the last mark is 80 to 99. So here we call it as class interval. So we have to transfer the marks here into the frequency table. So kita bilang markah 0 hingga 19. Okey, ada berapa orang dapat markah 0 hingga 19. So kalau kita tengok one by one here, okay, kita bilang ada 3. So kita tanda 3. 1, 2, 3. Ini kita panggil dia sebagai tally ataupun gundalan. Okay, next. After we have finished all the tallies, so we write the frequency. So for class interval 0 to 19, there are 3 people who got the marks between 0 to 19. So we have to do it all for the class interval, and this is the frequency table that we got. Okay, in the example above, the marks has been classified into 5 categories according to the same interval. Okay, so this is how we organize the data in the frequency table according to the classes. Okay, after you have managed to construct a frequency table, the next topic is that we're going to learn about modal class and mean of a set of group data. So let's look at example 17 here. So below is a survey finding of the weekly pocket money in RM brought by 30 students of SMK Tasik Damai. Okay, here's the data. Ringgit Malaysia that brought by 30 students of Tasik Damai. Okay, so after you have studied the group data, Okay, we have to transfer it into a frequency table. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to make a three column table. So the first one is pocket money, the second one is tally, and the third one is frequency. Okay, so let's look at the class interval here. So class interval yang nombor 1 ini dimulakan dengan 1 hingga 10. Okey, diikuti oleh 11 hingga 20, 21 hingga 30, 31 hingga 40, 41 hingga 50, 51 hingga 60. So kita akan buat tally. Kita akan bilanglah berapa ramai pelajar yang bawa pocket money between 1 into 10 ringgit. So here, next is we finish all the table. So and this is what we got. Okay, so next we can see here we call it as modal class. What is modal class? Before this we have learned about mode, right? Do you know what is mode? M-O-D-E. Mode is kekerapan, right? Okay, kekerapan. So for modal class, kita kena lihat kepada the highest frequency. So kalau kita tengok kolom frequency, okay, kekerapan yang paling tinggi adalah 8. So kalau kita tengok dekat interval kelas, 8 ini berada pada kelas interval 21 hingga 30. So 21 to 30 interval kelas ni, we call it as modal class. Kelas yang paling tinggi lah dia punya kekerapan. Okay. Next, when the data is organized, we will know the highest frequency value and its class. In this example 17, the highest frequency is 8 and the class is 21 to 30. Thus, class 21 to 30 are known as modal class. Okay. Okay, and next, dalam topik ni, selain daripada kita nak determine the modal class, we also going to determine mean of a set of group data. What is mean? Okay, kalau pelajar yang masih ingat, mean adalah purata. Okay, so kita akan tengok juga macam what is mean? Mean is purata. Kita akan tengok juga bagaimana kita akan kira purata di dalam group data ni. Okay. So kita tengok mean for group data. Okay, kita tengok dulu example 19. Okay, we have here the table below recorded the number of newspapers sold by different stores in a week. Determine the midpoint for each class. Okay, mula sekali untuk example 19 ni kita kena cari midpoint for each class. Ini adalah class, interval class. So column yang di tengah ini adalah midpoint of the class. So midpoint of the class is cara dia kita ambil 70 tambah 74 divided by 2. So we have to do all for the interval class. So and this is what we got. Okay, and then after obtaining the midpoint for each class, we calculate the mean for the following formula. Okay, we can use this formula to determine the mean. Okay, formula dia adalah mean sama dengan the sum. Okay, the sum ni kita kena ambil sum of frequency times midpoint atau frequency multiply by midpoint. So, and then divided by number of frequency. Okay. So, untuk cari mean untuk example 19 ni, apa yang pelajar kena buat adalah pelajar kena cari jumlah frequency time midpoint. So, kita kena buat satu lagi kolom. Okay, ini kolom number of newspaper. Okay, midpoint. Number of stores. Frequency. So, untuk cari mean, kita kena buat satu lagi kolom, iaitu frequency darab midpoint. Okey, kalau tadi untuk kelas 70 hingga 74, okay, midpoint dia kita dapat 72, number of frequency is 4. And then untuk kolom yang keempat ini, kita kena ambil frequency darab midpoint. So total is so we have the total is 288. Okay, pelajar kena buat untuk semua sekali. Nah, 75 tolak 75 hingga 79, midpoint dia dapat 77. Number of frequency is 10, so 10 times 77 is equal to 770. 80 to 84. Midpoint is 80 plus 84 divided by 2 is equal to 80. 82. Okay, frequency is 8. And then use your calculator, multiply 8 times 82 is equal to 656. And the last one, 85 to 89. So the midpoint is 85 plus 89 divided by 2, 87. And the frequency is 2. So 2 times 87 is equal to 2. Okay, and then you have to sum this column. Okay, you have to find the total of this frequency time midpoint. Okay, use your calculator. Okay, the sum is 188. 188. Okay, then use the formula mean equal to the sum frequency times midpoint divided by number of frequency. What is the number of frequencies? Oh, you need to total here. Find the total frequency here. Okay. 4 plus 10 plus 8 plus 2. So it's equal to 24. Okay, so 1888 divided by 24. Okay, so the answer is 78.7. So here's the mean for this group data. Okay, can you understand? Okay, now let's look at example 20. Okay, example 20. Okay, the table below records the height of 30 saplings observed by Umesveri in a science experiment. Calculate the mean of the height of the tree. Okay, so we have this class interval, height of 3 in centimeters. We have 5 to 9, 10 to 14, 15 to 19, 20 to 24, 25 to 29, 30 to 34. So here's the frequency 4, 5, 4, 8, 7, 2. So we have to build a frequency table. So we have here the column. We have to build a frequency table. So the height of 3, midpoint of the class, and the frequency. Okay. After you have find the midpoint of the class, what you have to do, the next step is you have to add the first column, which is frequency time midpoint. Okay, time with midpoint. So can you see here, midpoint we usually state as x, frequency we stated as f. So after you manage to find the midpoint x, so you have to time with the frequency f. So that's why we have here fx. So fx means frequency multiply with midpoint x. So we have here fx. Okay, so we can use another formula. It's just the same with the formula just now. So cuma dia tulis dalam bentuk matematik atau dalam bentuk simbol lah. Okay, kita boleh tengok dekat sini. Okay, x equal to sigma fx over sigma f. So x bar ni, x bar ni adalah mean. Ni kita panggil dia sebagai x bar. So awak boleh tengok di dalam buku teks nah. So x bar ni bermaksud mean. Okey, ini kita sebut dia sebagai sigma. Nah, sigma is notation for sum. Ini kita panggil dia sigma. Ini notation untuk sum. So fx here is f multiply with midpoint. Frequency multiply with midpoint. So at the end we have to sum the total of frequency multiply with the midpoint here, and then we have to divide it by sigma f. So sigma f is the total of frequency. Can you see here? So this is the total frequency, the sum of the frequency. Okay, so here's the formula that you can use to determine mean. So let's look at the solution. Okay, calculate the mean of the height of sapling. So mean purata is equal to sum frequency times midpoint divided by number of frequency. So you can use the new formula here. Okay, sigma fx divided by sigma f. Okay, so boleh tengok dalam buku teks, solution dia is total frequency time midpoint is 585 divided by total frequency here is 30. Okay, use your calculator. 585 divided by 30 is equal to 19.5. So purata untuk the height of sapling is 19.5. Okay, student faham tak? Okay, itu saja untuk hari ini. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.